Hello, my Learning to Knit lovelies. Welcome once again to this series on how to knit. If you've not seen me before, I'm Simon Henry. If you haven't seen the other videos before, this is number 4. Just go back and have a look at the first 3. We're having some really nice comments, people saying that they're doing quite well with the series. And we're moving on now to how to read a knitting pattern. This is one of the things that beginners seem to find most difficult. So what I've done, I've written a couple of patterns. The first one being for this, which is a shaped top beanie hat, which, believe it or not, you've already got the skills to do if you've followed the other 3 videos. It's not just a gathered hat at the top, which a lot of hats for beginners, they say just knit a tube and then kind of gather the top. This is actually a shaped crown, and we're going to talk about how to do that and how to follow the pattern that tells you how to do that. So the pattern, if you want to download it, is over on my Patreon channel. It's completely free to download. It's free to free members. So in other words, you don't have to sign up to the Patreon site to have access to it. On there is also free, which is the next pattern in the series, is this little child's jumper, which again, believe it or not, you've already got the skills to make. So let's have a look first at the pattern and let's see what it's telling you to do. So let me find it first. That would be a good start, wouldn't it, really? So let's have a look. So the pattern's quite short. However, when people see a knitting pattern, they think it's some kind of secret service code. It's just that as designer types, you use abbreviations for knitting patterns, because otherwise a knitting pattern would be pages and pages and pages long. So to read a knitting pattern is really easy. Just start at the beginning. Have a look and see if there are any special things at the beginning telling you about if they've used any abbreviations that perhaps might not be on other patterns, etc. But this there isn't. It's very, very standard. So it says on here on the pattern, to start with, the skills you need to cast on, which we've covered in the first video. You need to do the knit stitch, which we covered in the first video. You need to do the purl stitch, which we covered in the second video. Knit and purl in the same row, which we covered in the third video. Decrease by knitting 2 together, which we also covered in the third video. There is no cast off stitch in this, and you'll see why that is in a moment. So reading from the top down, as we have to do, first of all, it mentions the size, and it says it's to fit adult average size head, which is a circumference of 21 inches. So that's how big the hat's going to be. If you see it on me, that's kind of how it fits. Materials, it says we need 100 gram balls of merino number 5 from Temu. 100 gram ball of merino number 5 from Temu. That doesn't have to be that. Anything that comes up to tension or gauge, which I'm going to talk about shortly, is fine for that. And if you're going out and you're going to buy some yarn, you'll see on the label, it will usually tell you what needle size is recommended for that particular yarn. If it says needle size 5.5 millimeters, it's probably going to be about the right weight of yarn. So you'll need a pair of aforementioned 5.5 millimeter knitting needles. So it says to tension or gauge, it knits to 17 stitches and 23 rows to 4 inches square. So the way to do this, and that's measured over stocking stitch, which, as you remember from one of the videos, is knit one row, purl the second row, knit next row, purl next row. If you knit a little chunk of that and then measure the amount of stitches and rows, if it comes up to around 17 stitches and 23 rows to 4 inches each way, then you're going to be about right. Those things are actually quite important. It's a really good idea to get into checking your gauge or your tension before you knit a piece. It's nothing worse than getting to the end of a garment, and especially if it's something a bit bigger, and then you find it doesn't fit, and that's usually because you haven't checked your tension or gauge. I'm going to do another video later on about how to correct it if your tension or gauge doesn't come up to what it says on the pattern. For a hat, it can be a little bit either way. I wouldn't worry about it too much. So then the pattern says it's knitted from the bottom up all in one piece. So then you know that there's just going to be one piece we need to knit from this, and we're knitting it from the bottom upwards. Some patterns we knit from the top downwards. This particular one is literally from the bottom, cast on edge and knit it upwards. So it says here, we're going to use 5.5 millimeter needles, and we're going to cast on 82 stitches. You've done cast on before. Cast on exactly the same way we did in the first video. Then row 1, this is where we see our first lot of abbreviations. It says row 1, K1, which obviously means knit 1, comma, purl 1, which obviously means purl 1. So the first stitch is knit, second stitch is purl. And it says repeat from to end. Now, sometimes we have a little star. Sometimes it will be in brackets. When it says repeat to end, all we're going to do there is do knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, until we get to the end of our row. We're then going to turn, and then it says repeat, REP means repeat. Repeat row 1 until rib measures 2 inches. So row 1 is knit 1, purl 1 to end. So the second row is exactly the same, knit 1, purl 1 to end. And if you remember when we were doing our little test pieces, that made actually a rib stitch. So go back and have a look at that if you're not entirely sure. And we're going to keep knitting over those stitches, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, turn, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1. We should have the knit stitches over the little V's, and we should have purl stitches over the little bars. So we're going to do that until it measures 2 inches. That will be this rib here. As you can see, that there measures 2 inches. So then it says, follow on, the row 1 of the next pattern is we're just going to knit that to the end. So the next row, we're just going to do the knit stitch all the way across the row. And the row after that, we're going to do the purl stitch all the way to the end. That, if you remember from when we were doing knit and purls together, makes stocking stitch, which is these rows and rows of little V's. That's what it looks like on the knit side. and if we turn it inside out, you can see we'll find it in a minute, that's what it looks like on the purl side. So it's really easy if you get lost, when you're on this side, which is the little V's, you know that it's going to be a knit stitch, and when you're on this side, which is the little bars that go across, you know that you're going to be on a purl stitch row. So you carry on doing that, knit one row, purl one row, knit one row, purl one row, until it says here work measures 7 inches from the cast on. So here's the cast on edge. So we're going to keep going until it measures 7 inches. So the next thing we're going to do, it says here, is shape crown. This is where we start to have a different set of instructions for each row. So row 1, it says we're going to knit 1. So that's the first stitch we do, is knit 1. Then it's got a little star. And then it says we're going to knit 2 together. So if you remember the decrease that we did when we worked 2 stitches together, we're going to knit 2 together, and then we're going to knit 7. And it says repeat from star to end. So what we do is we go back to the star and we knit 2 together and we knit 7. We knit 2 together, we knit 7. We knit 2 together, we knit 7. That's the rhythm all the way to the end of the row. Excuse me, I'm a bit chesty today. So then it says row 2 and all subsequent wrong side rows. So every time we're on the row, the side of the pattern that's got the little bars going across, not the little V's, that's always just purl it to end. So we're just doing the basic purl stitch all the way to the end. So then row 3 is, again, we start with a knit 1. Then we knit 2 together, knit 6, and repeat to the end. So we're going to do knit 2 together, knit 6, knit 2 together, knit 6, knit 2 together, knit 6, all the way to the end of the row. So then row 4 will be purl, because that's the all subsequent rows. Row 5 is start with knit 1, and then we're going to knit 2 together, knit 5, knit 2 together, knit 5, knit 2 together, knit 5. Next row is purl. Row 7 we're going to knit 1, knit 2 together, knit 4, knit 2 together, knit 4. So you can see what's happening now. Then a purl row. Then row 9, always start this row with knit 1. You do find that, by the way, quite often. A lot of patterns that we're doing will start with a knit 1, because that actually makes our seam allowance. That's what we're going to sew it together with. You'll see that in a bit. So row 9, knit 2 together, knit 3, knit 2 together, knit 3, etc. Row 11, knit 1, and then knit 2 together, knit 2, knit 2 together, knit 2, knit 2 together, knit 2. Row 13, start with knit 1 as always, then knit 2 together, knit 1, knit 2 together, knit 1, knit 2 together, knit 1. Because we're decreasing all the way across the row, you'll be getting less and less stitches on your needle now. And then row 15, where it says knit 1 and then knit 2 together, repeat to end. So we knit 2 together and then knit the next 2 stitches together, and then knit the next 2 stitches together all the way to the end of the row. And then row 16 is a little bit different, because what we're going to do, instead of knitting 2 together, we're on the purl side now, we're going to purl 2 together, purl 2 together, purl 2 together. We do that exactly the same as we were doing the knit 2 together. We're just going purl wise through the stitch instead of knit wise. So we're going 2 stitches, yarn round, knit those 2 together. So then it says at the bottom, cut the yarn, leaving about 20 inches attached. So we're going to cut the yarn. We're not doing any cast off. We're just going to cut that yarn. We're going to thread that yarn then through a needle, and then we're going to put that needle through the remaining stitches on the needle, which is, we're right at the crown now here. And then we're going to pull that up tight, and then we're going to, here's the seam on the inside. We're going to use that yarn then on the inside, and we're going to sew all the way down that seam. I'm going to do a little bit later on, I'm going to do a video on finishing techniques when we're going to do things like grafting and Kitchener stitch and all that kind of stuff. Don't worry about that now, just do like a back stitch all the way down there. We did that knit one at the beginning, which gives us a little seam allowance, let's say. And you'll see, because of the way that the decreases worked, we've got this where you can actually see, look, the decreases here and here, and that makes this really nice, let me see if I can get it, this really nice pattern at the top. So what initially seemed to be really complicated is actually incredibly easy. Don't tell anybody. You've already got, just by going through the first few videos, you've got all the skills you need to produce that. Believe it or not, you've got all the skills you need to produce this second one. And all we do is literally just read the pattern, start at the beginning, read it line by line, even print that out and cross each line off as you've done it, and see, you know, if that helps it, especially when we're doing like the top shaping part. If you forget where you are, by crossing the, you know, it off, you'll know exactly what's going on. So have a little go, let me know how you go on. There's more going to be coming. We're going to be talking about troubleshooting. We're going to be working out how to pick up stitches if you've dropped them. We're going to say why sometimes you end up with less stitches than you should have, or more stitches than you should have, and how to correct that. And then we're going to do another video on finishing techniques, how to sew things together, you know, how to pick up stitches, etc., etc. Bear in mind, you can already knit. All it is a matter of reading the instructions and following the instructions. Honestly, there's no mystery. Don't let people make it harder for you than it needs to be. So I hope you've enjoyed that. The pattern, say, is over there on Patreon site. I'll include that in the description, so you can just click on there and it will take you straight to it. The pattern's completely free. Like I said, you don't have to pay anything to go over there. You can have that with my love and my compliments. Let me know how you're going on. As I've said, please like and subscribe. That'll tell you when more videos are going to be coming. And in the meantime, happy knit learning. Very much love as always. And I'm going to see you really soon. Bye-bye.